morning, Tottenham fans. It's a massive, massive week for Tottenham and a massive week for Ange Postecoglou. This is Ange Postecoglou's time to shine. This is Ange Postecoglou's chance to prove he is a good manager. Ange is under huge pressure this season, with many fans wanting him sacked. We are left in 14th position in the league. We're out of both domestic cups, but there's still hope. We're still in the Europa League. I like to put context into the reasons why this season has gone so badly in the league, and it's obvious to some and it's not obvious to others, but massive injuries to your squad can really affect how you gain points in a season. Injuries causes lack of cohesion, causes lack of confidence, and then the belief gets drained out of your squad. It's very underestimated as well how important Van de Ven and Romero are to this first 11. But now Ange has a big chance to show what he can do when he has a fully fit squad. Many of these players now are match fit, so there's not really any reason now why Ange can't go on and have a good end to the season. Yes, players were back a couple of weeks ago. Many were not match fit. There was still no cohesion. We still haven't had Romero and Van de Ven back as a centre-back pairing for 90 minutes yet. So that's a massive bonus for us at the moment. But what better way to raise morale in the Spurs fan base than get a away win against Chelsea on their turf? Chelsea also have first teamers coming back like Madueke and Palmer. So, you know, they've got their players coming back too. But they've not been in the best form either, especially most recently. They started off really well this season, but they've dropped off since under their new manager. Because of injuries, or is it because of they've been found out? Well, you only say that about Spurs. Either way, we may be playing them at the right time. But how many times have we said we're playing them at the right time and we've come away, Stamford Bridge, with nothing? Some really good Spurs teams have gone there, some world-class players have gone there, and we still failed to get the points. So if Ange can go there and get a win, it would be a huge uplift, belief in the players, the manager, the belief in the fan base. It's a massive, massive week for Ange. We play Southampton a few days later, and then on Thursday is the big one against Frankfurt. A win against both will not only install belief, but it will also show that Ange does know what he's doing. If we start winning games again and putting in much better performances, it will prove that the injuries were the problem, not the manager. We really need to avoid more injuries. If we can keep our squad fit until the end of the season, we could have a really strong end to the campaign. These next 2 weeks are pivotal to our season. If Ange can navigate us to the semi-finals of the Europa League and get some more points on the board in the league, then everything will start looking much better again. There will be excitement for the season, can build up again. Maybe the happiness of the Spurs fans can raise a little. We have been starved with a little bit of happiness this season. So let's hope Ange can go and do this for us and prove the credentials of this guy. With a fully fit squad, players getting match fit, I'm expecting much better performances, at the very least. I feel winning games in the league will help build more confidence and build morale. And that will only boost us for when we go on to play games in the Europa League. But we need to expect that the Europa League will take priority, so maybe points will be dropped in the league. Let's just hope we don't drop any against Chelsea. We now need to forget about this Ange in, Ange out. That's relevant to me now. We need to get behind the team and we need to cheer them on and try to lift this European trophy. Let's try and get behind the boys to try and say, come on, we can do this. Let's put all our differences aside about what we think about the chairman, about the Ange Postecoglou, about which players are good enough and which players are not good enough, and just get behind them. That's the only way we are going to win this Europa League. If we start slagging him off and we start criticising, booing, we're not going to get very far, in my opinion. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on this Europa League. Do you think, this is another subject I really want to talk about, is I've heard many people say if Ange wins the Europa League, they still want him sacked. The same people said, I don't care what happens in the league as long as we win a trophy. Trophy is the most important thing. But now saying if he wins the Europa League, which is a massive European competition, they still want him sacked. I do not understand this mindset. I really don't. He would equal probably the third most successful manager we've ever had by lifting that trophy. I don't understand it. If he wins that Europa League, he's not only won the first trophy we've had in 17 years, he's also won the first European trophy in 40 years. 41 years to be precise. So to want him to be sacked after winning that, for me, that's just an agenda against Ange Postecoglou. You're saying you want managers like Pochettino back, who never succeeded in Europe. He got to a final, and I love Pochettino, and I love everything he did with the club. He made us into a sensational team, but he never got over the line. So you're saying if Ange Postecoglou got over the line, won a European trophy, you would still want him sacked. For me, that is a ridiculous statement. And if you still want him sacked after winning a trophy and not even willing to give him another season to see what he can do with a fit squad rather than having injuries left, right and centre, then for me, you just hate Ange Postecoglou. There's no other way of saying it. There's no other reason why, somebody's winning a trophy for Spurs and you want them gone. You know what? The more we get on Ange's case, the more we boo him, the more we insult him during games, he may go and win that European trophy and leave us. That's not been spoken about enough either. What if Ange leaves? What if he wants to leave after he's won the trophy? Then I think we would be massively gutted, and we could be waiting again another 16, 17 years for our next trophy. If Ange wins this trophy with all these young players as well, the likes of Bergwijn, Gray, Kulusevski's still young, Van de Ven, Sarr, Udogie, Odegaard, they will all already have a European winners' medal to their name at an early age. That will install belief that they can play for Spurs and win trophies. This will also put us in the Champions League. We might even attract even more players that want to play for Spurs. And that trophy hoodoo will be off our heads, off our necks. It'll be like, yes, Spurs can win trophies, especially under this manager. He knows how to do it. He's done it everywhere he's been. He's won in his second season a trophy every single time, and he's done it again at Spurs. And now you want him sacked. For me, sorry, that's crazy talk. We need to do everything we can to keep him if he ends up winning this Europa League. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think it's ridiculous to want a manager to be sacked after you've won a major competition? Especially for a club like Spurs, who have been starved of trophies for 17 years. Thank you for watching, and come on you Spurs.